Hello, I'm Chef Joseph Ascoli from Kettle Cuisine. The spring is here in New England, and that means outdoor grilling. So we're here with our home backyard grill, and there's so much more you can do with grilling outside of steaks, hot dogs, hamburgers, all that regular stuff. Today we're going to actually use the grill for roasting and baking. You can also do broiling, sauteing, even deep fat frying. So today we have two great entrees to showcase these new techniques. We have a cedar plank salmon that's being paired with a blueberry horseradish barbecue sauce, and a whole small baby sea bass with a salt dome crust on it. A great way to seal in juices and flavor. So let's come on over to the grill, we'll prepare it, we'll show you how to make these entrees. First we're going to prepare the grill surface. We're going to turn on the left-hand side of the grill to medium-high heat, and we're going to leave the right-hand side totally off. So this will be our baking chamber and then our searing side on the left-hand side. So to prepare any grill, once it's hot, we'll take a pair of tongs, a wad of paper towels, dip that into a little bit of oil, does not matter what oil it is. We're just going to lightly swab the searing side of the grill. This will clean any debris, oil it up so your protein won't stick. And there you go. So our first entree is the cedar plank salmon. So we'll take the salmon, and a great trick to add a little flavor, moisture, and to help it not stick is to put a little bit of a flavoring agent on there, mayonnaise. We have here Dijon mustard, so we'll sprinkle and slather with our brush a little bit of the Dijon mustard on here. Nice thin layer. And we'll lay this right on the searing side of the grill. Mustard side, you want to put that on. Right on there. So hear that sizzle? So we'll let that sear for a minute. Now we'll talk about the cedar plank. You want to buy an untreated cedar plank at your hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot, etc. So we cut these actually to fit the size of the salmon. So now we have to burnish these to give them a little bit of flavor, a little bit of color, a little char. And so what we do is we'll take the piece of shingle and we'll put it right on the grilling side right here. So we'll let that sit for about 10-15 minutes. We'll flip it over on the other side until it gets to be a nice brown. And then we'll take them when they're done, soak them in water, distilled water if you can, for about 30 minutes. So that'll help them absorb the water and not burn when we put them on the grill. So we have one here already done. You can see the color, the really nice dark char on there. It's a great smell too, that wonderful cedar smell. That'll infuse into the salmon, give it a great flavor, a little bit of color too. And so now we're at step 2 out of 3 for the plank. The last step will be is to brush a little bit of oil on there. So we'll take the same oil we use for the grill, and we'll just brush a thin layer on the plank. This will help the salmon from not sticking to the cedar plank. It'll help infuse some of that smoky char flavor into the salmon as well, and protect it from the heat. So we'll do this on both sides. So they're evenly coated. And there we have it. So now the cedar plank is ready to go. So we'll put this on the other side for a moment, and we'll take a look and see if we've got a little bit of a char or sear on our salmon. Hopefully enough so we can get it right off the grill. There we go. We've actually got some good color on there. So we'll take that, we'll place that skin side down directly in the center of the plank. And now this is truly ready to go. So we're going to put this on the oven chamber side, right in the back corner. So we have the hot side and the cool side here, and all that heat will migrate over, and this will become an oven about 300 to 400 degrees. This is perfectly acceptable temperature. It replicates what you have in your home. But you get the benefit of having the char from the salmon, the cedar plank actually, and the smoke and everything that's in the grill. So put some great flavor in there. So we'll let that go. We'll move on to our second entree, which is our whole sea bass. So we have a baby sea bass, black sea bass here. We have this gutted and scaled. We left the head and the fins on. Inside, you can take a look, we put in some fresh bay leaf, some lemon slices, and some fresh thyme. No need to salt and pepper this because we're going to put the salt right on there. So now in the salt, we have here kosher salt mixed with a little bit of beaten egg white. So this helps keep the salt hydrated. You can see the consistency. It's kind of like we call it the smoothie, the pina colada consistency. So it's wet enough so that it holds together, and this moisture will help it not burn. It will help adhere to the fish, and actually when it's done cooking, it'll flake off. The egg whites will solidify and harden, and then this whole salt crust will come off in one sheet or a couple of sheets, and it'll prevent the salt from entering into the fish, but yet it'll keep the fish moist and flavor the fish as well. So we'll do this here on the edge of the grill, just for time and space reasons. So we'll take this, and we'll sort of mound this right over the fish. And we're going to encase the whole fish, but leaving the head and the tail uncovered. And as I mentioned with the egg white, this will just keep it nice and coated on there. Should have one solid mass. We'll do just a little bit more, leaving the head and tail intact. So there you go. Now that our fish is totally encased, we have both of our entrees ready to go. We'll convert the grill back into an oven. So we have the entree of the salmon on the cedar plank ready to go. It's in the back. And now we're a full, small baby black bass. It's ready to go. As you've seen, fully encased in there, head and tail open. And before we close it and become an oven, I'm going to sprinkle and slather a little bit of our homemade blueberry horseradish barbecue sauce on top of the salmon. So this will add a little bit of flavor, a little bit of color. It's a beautiful blueberry color as well. A little zestiness from the horseradish. This will caramelize nicely with the residual heat in the oven. And you'll still be able to see some of the grill marks when that wears down. There we go. So a nice layer of that on there. Maybe a little bit more. Excellent. So now both entrees are ready to go. Nothing else needed. We're going to close the oven. And we'll let our temperature go back up to 350 to 400 degrees for about a half an hour to 40 minutes. The salmon will flake away, and the sea bass, the dome of the salt crust will turn kind of golden brown, a little bit dark, and then you know it's done. And then we'll take that inside and cut the crust off, and both entrees will be ready to go. We'll take a look. We have our cedar plank salmon with a beautiful crust of the blueberry horseradish barbecue sauce on there. Some nice smokiness from the cedar plank. The rest of this entree was made in the grill entirely. We have our asparagus, which are grilled with a little olive oil, salt and pepper. Some lemon rounds, just grilled flat in the grill for a little bit of citrus kick. And lastly, our fingerling potatoes. We've got some blues in there as well, with parsley, butter, a little salt and pepper. We put those in a foil packet, push those in the back of the grill, and use that as an oven as well. So this entree is done. Our second entree is the whole baby sea bass and our fantastic salt dome crust. You can see the browning in the edges here. Now we're going to crack into this and take a look. We'll take a sharp paring knife, and we'll remove our lemon, and we'll cut a little bit of this off here. Let's see how it goes. And we'll cut down a little piece at a time. This should come right off. We'll pull that off. Beautiful. So you can see how the salt with the egg whites is adhered, and it really is left none, or really a little bit, if any, on the sea bass itself. So we'll pull that off. We'll pull this down. And now we'll just cut right into the flesh and take a look. And you can see how this flakes right away. We're going to use our fork now. Flakes right away from the bone. Should have beautiful, fantastic flavor from the salt, but not salty at all. So let's take a look. And it comes right off. Beautiful, very silky, a little bit briny, nice, fresh, clean flavor, not salty at all. Very, very tasty. So easy entrees to do on the grill. Utilize it for as many uses. Its versatility. Lastly, just grab some friends, some great white wine, and enjoy your summer. Thank you.